Have you been thinking about working remotely for some time now? I mean, just having the freedom to work from the comfort of your home or the freedom to work from anywhere, just ditching the 9 to 5 grind. And finding this remote job has been really difficult. I mean, I could remember sometime last year when someone commented on my community platform when I still had the community. Someone commented and said it's difficult to find a remote job in Nigeria. It's not just remote job, in fact, it's difficult to find any job if you really do not know what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, it's never difficult to find a remote job. But what I'm here to tell you is that you don't just have to depend on looking to get employed to work remotely. So a lot of people have been going from LinkedIn to Fiverr to Upwork, Instagram, all the social media platforms. They've been reaching out to employers, submitting their resume, and they've not been getting called for a job, or they've not been employed to work remotely. Like, you sit down and you see a lot of people giving their testimonies on how they got a remote job, and then it's been hard for you to find this remote job. Like, you've done everything possible, you've watched all the YouTube videos possible, and yet you're still not getting employed as a remote worker. I'm here to tell you that you don't always have to depend on getting employed to work remotely. There are other ways you can work remotely. So if these jobs are not coming, I'm not saying give up, right? Keep trying, because I know a lot of people who have also gotten this job have also had several trials. So keep trying, you may eventually get these jobs. So these are the three ways you can work remotely. Like I've mentioned earlier, one of the ways is to get employed. A lot of people have been getting employed, and you're not an exception. It's also possible for you to get employed to work remotely. So all you have to do is dust your resume, dust your CV. Most importantly, dust your social media presence, because this is what will make people to want to reach out to you, especially in the remote field where people do not interview you physically. Like, they want you to come to the office, see you physically, see your achievements, hear you talk about your achievements and all of that. In this case, people just want to go through your page to know who you are from your page. So you need to first of all make sure that your page is fully optimized and you are very active on your page. Your page is not just dormant. So please, guys, if you want to start working remotely, you need to either find a new page. You need to either set up a new page, a new social media page, or you delete, or rather you archive. I don't delete posts. Like most of my posts on my page, I do not delete them, because you may need them later in future. So all you need to do is to archive them, and then you start. It's more of clean up the page, and then you start updating quality content on your page, and that is how people will now see you and reach out to you for one job or the other. So if you are not getting these remote jobs, it's because you are not projecting yourself on social media. You need to project yourself so that the people who would employ you will see you. Nobody will want to give you your money if they don't know you. One other way you can get employed is through referrals, and not every time people get to refer you. So you need to do the work yourself. Do not just wait for manna to fall from heaven. Do the work, clean up your page, and then update your page with quality content that relates to your niche, relates to your field. Always be posting educational content, inspirational content that relates to your niche, so that people will see you as a professional or an expert in your field. Another way you can work remotely is by freelancing. This means that you don't have to expect a company to employ you. You don't have to expect anyone to put you on a payroll. You are now freelancing, and it also falls back to updating your social media page. This means that you are on your own. This is called the gig economy, where people give you gigs. You just work on them and you get paid. You're not on anybody's payroll. Nobody is paying you to work for them. Nobody is employing you. Nobody is giving you their terms and conditions. In fact, I love freelancing so much because it gives you a lot of freedom, and then it gives you the opportunity to charge your worth. Because as a freelancer, when people reach out to you for a gig or a job, you have the power to charge your worth. You have the liberty to charge your worth. Tell them this is what you charge for this service, right? You tell them this is what you charge for this service, and you can even negotiate. If people cannot pay you your worth, you don't have to reduce your prices for them. When they leave, someone who can afford you or afford your services will definitely reach out to you. That's the beauty about freelancing. Nobody is employing you and telling you, I'm paying you 60,000 to come and work for me 5 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nobody is telling you that. You are the one saying, if I'm doing this for you, this is what you pay me. That is how you can work remotely. Start updating your page with what you do, posting clients' feedback, client testimonial, and people will reach out to you. Now, another way, or the third way you can work remotely, which is another way I love so much, you are setting up a company. Now, in a company, for instance, a digital marketing agency, there are a lot of things you can do in that company that you don't have the skills for. For instance, in my digital marketing agency, we do graphics design, web design, we do CSC registration for businesses and companies. We also do social media advertising. Now, all these things I'm mentioning now are services we offer under this umbrella. What does this mean? I can't offer all these services myself. I do not have the skills, all these skills, and I can't even have all these skills myself. There's also the data analyst and all of that. I don't have all these skills myself. So what do? I set up a company and I get people to work for me. That's the beauty of working remotely too. You get people to work for you. If someone reaches out to you, please, can you do this? You say yes. You call on the person who has the skills and then give the person the job and pay the person. That's another way you can work remotely. Setting up a company, you don't always have to be the one to stress on and do the work. You can set up a company and get people to work for you. That's another way you can work remotely. I register companies for people with CSC. So if you have a business or a company and you would like to register it, you can reach out to me. I'll be putting my details in the description, and I'll get your company registered. It's very cheap. You can reach out to me and we can negotiate on the price you can afford, and I get your company registered for you in no time. And then you can now set up a page, a company social media page, where you don't really have to show your face. You can just be posting content about your company, posting content about the services you offer, posting content about customer testimonials, posting educational content, inspirational content. You really do not have to show your face now in this aspect. This means you have a company and then you are just posting content on your company page. But it's important that you show your face, because showing your face builds credibility and acceptance for any business owner or any company. So it's important that you show your face. But if you're the type who is very shy and you're not ready to show your face, you can just be creating infographics for your company page. That's all I have to say about the ways you can work remotely. You don't have to be a one-way traffic. Think outside the box. For me, especially when I resigned to start working remotely, it was difficult to find these jobs. Even though I started finding these jobs later on in my journey, but it was difficult at the beginning. What did I do? I started looking for ways to set up my company. I created my agency. I registered it myself. I remember when I reached out to a friend and he said, Favor, you really cannot do everything yourself. Look for a lawyer who can register your company for you. And I didn't even have the money to register it. So I had to go through YouTube. I researched a lot and I was able to register my company myself, and I received my certificate and other documents online. So what does this mean? This means that you have to think outside the box. You don't always have to be straight jacketed or thinking one way. There are other things you can think about. There are other things you can do and work remotely and have the freedom you want. If you don't want to work for people anymore, you can have the freedom you want. It's all about in the mind. Whatever you want is in your mind. Whatever you think is what you achieve. Whatever you think is what you become. So you need to think about ways you can have the freedom of working remotely and working from the comfort of your homes or from the comfort of anywhere at all, and not just always going to office, coming back, because life is hard right now, really. You can see the way the transportation prices is increasing. And then how much do you receive at the end of the month that you have to pay this transport or pay this or buy this fuel every day just to get to work and back? And then at the end of the month, what exactly is left for you at the end of the month? The stress, the feeding, the and other bills. Aside transportation, there are other bills. So what exactly is left for you from your salary, from your end of month salary? And another thing I want to say is, you don't always have to depend on your end of the month salary. You can work remotely even in your office while working your 9 to 5. The free time you have during your 9 to 5 that you use to watch movies, you can use it to learn a skill. Now, when I talk about learning a digital skill, I don't mean learning core tech. All you just need is the basic digital skills. When I talk about digital skills, this means having a laptop or a phone and having the ability to navigate the internet. So, guys, I feel I've talked so much, and this is where I draw the curtain for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I made some sense here. Please, thank you guys for sticking around. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming your way, and you don't want to miss them. Catch you guys and see you all in my next video.